Continuing from the previous episode 161. What the asterisk is going on? Wu Zhang also looked at the 9-colored light with glowing eyes, then waved his palm, and the huge fighting spirit on his body surrounded the room where the few of them were. Uncle Wu, to tell you the truth, I just led the 9 people brought by Uncle Hu Du to the test, and then the light on this suction bead came from Xiaoyan's hand. Mo Chen also said in a proper manner, his words the meaning below is also very clear, because he also knows the importance of this matter. Is this true? Hu Du also squinted and wondered. Mo Chen saw it with his own eyes. Mo Chen also said, "This is really God bless me for 3 days." Wu Zhang said something after finishing speaking. "Senior, what's going on?" Xiaoyan was also confused by them. He, since your soul talent has reached the 10th level, then we won't hide it from you. Hu Du also smiled, with an indescribable excitement in his smile. Yeah, Xiaoyan also responded. You don't know, although this so-called test seems to be divided into 3 parts, the strength test, the soul test and the physical strength test, but the most important is the test of the soul's innate strength, and the other 2 parts are just confusing. Although people with tyrannical strength and strong physical strength can certainly have good talent potential, they are undoubtedly insignificant compared to people with extraordinary spiritual talent. Do you know why? After Wu Zhang finished speaking, he looked at Xiaoyan excitedly, and obviously he had a problem. Junior doesn't know. Xiaoyan also said modestly, after all, he didn't know either. It means unlimited potential. Wu Zhang also said enviously. Unlimited potential? Xiaoyan also wondered. Hey, you don't know anything about this. Whether the talent of soul power is outstanding or not will determine future achievements. Although the tester's own strength and physical strength are too strong, some super sects will take a fancy to them and be included in the sect, but compared with you, one is accidental and the other is inevitable. Simply put, if you don't participate in the trials now, all the super sects will be jealous of you, and will strongly invite you to join their sect. Because everyone knows what kind of talent this 10th level soul talent is. After all, we have appeared 5 times in Xuanxin Santian since it was recorded, and you are the 6th one so far. Wu Zhang also said a lot in one breath. May I ask the seniors? They are the last. At this point, Xiaoyan understood why he was so shocked. Since the record of Zhan Santian, it may have been tens of thousands of years. In the end, they all stood at the peak level of Zhan Santian. Wu Zhang also said respectfully. This. Xiaoyan's pupils shrank when he heard the words, and then he also understood the importance of this. Aren't you surprised? But don't be surprised. I think you don't know why the innate power of the soul makes us attach so much importance to it, right? On our Btth continent, the strength of the soul's innate power will be felt by its future achievements. Some people do nothing but mediocre all their lives, just because the soul's innate strength is not enough. Maybe you don't have enough strength now, so you didn't find it, but the more you practice, you will find that after the 6-star Btth, each level of promotion is related to the soul power. If the soul power cannot reach the corresponding level, then the promotion, no matter how well prepared you are, will end in failure. Xinya 81 Zhang Wei and Wang Wu, Kai 8.1 ZS, Co M, and do you know why our Xuanxin warriors are only able to count with one hand? It's also because of soul power. As far as I know, the most fundamental thing to be promoted to Do Xian is to have the soul power of fairyland. If the power of the soul is not in the fairyland, countless heaven's favored people will be trapped at the peak of Btth together. But soul power is too illusory, and cultivation is not as good as fighting chi cultivation. If you don't have enough talent, then, and your soul innate power can reach 10, which means that your achievements in the future are limitless. After all, at your age, you can reach the soul power of the Emperor realm, and it is only a matter of time before you reach the fairyland. So a good embryo who has reached the level of fighting immortals will naturally receive a lot of attention. Wu Zhang also said, so that's the case. Hearing that, Xiaoyan just nodded, knowing that the improvement of Do Qi level in the future is closely related to soul power, but he didn't pay too much attention to Wu Yang's talent because Xiaoyan is also knowing that this so-called talent is of no use, only down-to-earth cultivation step by step is the right path. Although Wu Zhang was excited, he did not lose his sense. Seeing Xiaoyan's behavior, he nodded with satisfaction. Many people would be rebellious when they heard that they had such a terrifying potential. Obviously, Xiao Yan did not do this. Human nature and concentration are both good. Hey, since that's the case, then I'll make the decision. Xiao Yan, you don't have to participate in the selection this time. When the time comes, you can join the 9 super sects at will. If you want to come, they can't ask for anything. Hu Du also grinned. What? Senior is no good. I also really want to try this so-called selection, just to sharpen myself. Xiao Yan was also a little surprised by this sudden scene. Oh, you sure? This time, there are many powerful people in the selection competition. With your strength as a 3-star Do-D. Right now, don't be too linked to arrogant www.novelmtl.com. Your potential is so terrifying, so you need to protect it. Hu Du also laughed. Senior, don't worry, as the saying goes, it's easy to break, but Xiao Yan is not so delicate yet, and just wants to try this talent-collected selection competition. Xiao Yan also smiled. After all, he also knew that he wanted to improve his strength and actual combat experience. Fighting is the best and most time-saving way. Ha ha ha. What you said is very reasonable. I'm too impatient. Hu Du also suddenly said. In that case, Mo Chen, take him down to rest, and the selection will start in a few days. Also, the rest don't need to be tested. Give Xiao Yan the status of a 5th-class talent. Remember, this matter must not be rumored. Wu Yang's seemingly simple and casual words made Mo Chen envious. As a 5th-class talent, there are as many as 10 in one stronghold. Let's go, follow me down to your residence to rest. Mo Chen also said. Xiao Yan followed Mo Chen away, leaving behind Wu Zhong and Hu Du in the room. It's better to report this matter to the sect master as soon as possible. If Xiao Yan can be included in our sect as soon as possible, then we will not end up in the last place in the competition of the 9 sects this time. After Wu Zhong finished speaking, a scroll of Read the Scroll with a conspicuous burn character appeared out of thin air, and then Wu Zhong wrote some handwriting on it, waved it, and the space squirmed and swallowed it away. Ask for a monthly pass for a recommendation. End of this chapter. Continuing from the previous episode 162. Yueru and the others also returned to their residence after the test under the guidance of Xiao He. Although Yueru was worried about Xiao Yan, she did not go to look for him. Here we are. This is your residence. Xiao Yan followed Mo Chen to a rather luxurious room. After Mo Chen finished speaking, he also explained Xiao Yan a few words and disappeared. Xiao Yan found that the place where he lived seemed to be different from other people's. Other people's ones didn't seem to be so luxurious. It was just because he used too much soul power and mental power when testing his soul talent before, and then he didn't have time to think about it. He lay on the bed and rested. A day passed quickly. Xiao Yan woke up early on this day, and Mo Chen said that there was a market next to where they lived, and they could go to trade if they needed anything. So Xiao Yan's purpose today right here, close the door and head towards the downtown where they live. On the desolate downtown alleys, all kinds of shouts are endless, some selling medicine, some selling weapons. A figure came from a distance, and it didn't take long before he walked to an attic. Taking a closer look, it was a boy. He was about 20 or 30 years old, dressed as a blue scholar, very handsome. A pair of eyes are as clear as water, bright as mirrors, full of energy, very attractive. The first impression this young man gives is that of a weak scholar. He just doesn't know where he came from. This person was actually Xiao Yan, and his destination was naturally the downtown area. In order not to let others see him, he also pretended, so Xiao Yan just dressed up and went to the downtown. One is to collect some intelligence, and the other is to purchase some necessary things, such as medicinal materials. Taking a look at the tea shop next to him, Xiao Yan walked over slowly with a smile on his face. Most of the tea shops are places where idlers talk the most, and a lot of information can be collected here. The tea shop is very simple, with more than 10 broken tables and some simple but clean stools. The old shop owner is an old man in his 60s, with a face of vicissitudes. Xiao Yan looked around. There were also 2 people drinking tea here at this time. The most striking one was a young man in a torn Taoist robe. He was about the same age as Xiao Yan. Be careful, this person's aura is a little weird. The voice of his master Jin Longwang suddenly resounded in his heart. Hearing that Xiao Yan was also driven by curiosity, and was going to investigate this Dao-robed boy. But with Xiao Yan's strength he couldn't see through this Dao-robed boy, and he quietly used his soul power, but found that he couldn't investigate, and he thought about it. There was something on his body that blocked Xiao Yan's investigation. It seemed that he felt Xiao Yan's investigation, and the young man in Taoist robe also looked at Xiao Yan. Xiao Yan couldn't care less. He found a table and sat down, looked at the shopkeeper and asked, "Little serve a good pot of tea, and order something to eat." Deli. A lean young man also agreed. "Use it objectively and slowly, and the food will come right away." Several of the shop assistants in the breathing room also put the tea on Xiao Yan's table, and then prepared to get the food. As soon as Xiao Yan's words came out, the young man in a torn robe immediately turned his head to look at Xiao Yan with a strange smile on his face. I saw that the young man jumped to Xiao Yan's side and sat down. He cracked his mouth and said with a smile, "Meeting is fate, let's make friends." After speaking, he smiled. Xiao Yan looked at him with a smile on his face and a naughty expression, like a child who had not grown up, very likable. At this time, the old shop owner on the side also noticed Xiao Yan, and then said, "This young man, looking at your talented outfit, you must have gone to the sect of Xuanchen Santian to cultivate. It's a good place. The people who joined those sects in previous years have all become useful talents. Every year we have a lot of people from all over the place gather here, and then conduct a selection to compete for some powerful characters." After finishing talking, some snacks were also placed on Xiao Yan's table. Those sects of the 3 days are also quite respectful. Watching the shopkeeper leave, Xiao Yan smiled and said, "Who is your excellency?" Hey, you don't need to worry about who I am, anyway. I know you are here to participate in the selection, right?" The Dao-robed boy decided immediately. "Oh, are you too?" Xiao Yan didn't refuse. After all, it wasn't a shameful thing to participate in the selection, so he didn't hide it too much. When the little Taoist priest on the side heard it, he quickly said, "In that case we would be competitors, but this doesn't prevent us from making friends. After all, we might be able to help each other. By the way, what's your name?" "My name is Mu Feng. How about it? Isn't it a good name?" After speaking, he looked at Xiao Yan, waiting for him to answer. Xiao Yan glanced at him and said with a smile, "My name is Yan Xiao. Hello, Mu Feng. Your name is very good and very loud. Nice to meet you, but I'm new to the ramp. Can you tell me what happened to the trials?" Hearing the approval of others, Mu Feng also smiled and said, "Yan Xiao, I'm also very happy to meet you. Then you are asking the right person. As for the so-called trial, I heard that it is a points system, and I don't know the specifics. After the 5th level talent is announced tomorrow, the trial will be divided according to the 5th level talent. UU reading link to www.ukanshu.com. By the way, how long can you expect to achieve this test? And you came to participate in the trials this time, and you went to Zan 3 days to learn something. I went to learn their swordsmanship of slaying demons and slaying demons. I heard that the Taoism there is amazing." His eyes lit up, as if he had learned a stunt. "Don't force any talent, just do whatever you want." Xiao Yan was obviously a little troubled by this sudden series of questions. He didn't expect that this was the first time he met this robed boy so politely, but Xiao Yan also responded to Mu Feng's question. Xiao Yan tasted the tea in his hands lightly, looked into the distance, and said softly, "I went to Zan San, just to go there because of the fame, and want to see the strong people there and some peculiar humanities. As for what to learn, when the time comes, it depends." Mu Feng rolled his eyes and said with a smile, "I heard that there are a lot of swordsmanship there. If you learn some powerful fighting skills like this, and then learn some swordsmanship, maybe you can become a knight." "That's fine too. I have to say goodbye beforehand." Xiao Yan also found that Mu Feng was a little annoying, so he threw a few copper coins and found an excuse to escape. This person's aura seems to be a little obscure, but I can feel it. This is a formidable opponent. Xinya 81 Zhang Wei and Wang Wu. Kai 8.1 ZS. Co M. I don't know how many of the 5th level talents can be ranked. Seeing Yan Xiao leave, Mu Feng also changed his smile. End of this chapter. Continuing from the previous episode 163. Master, what happened to what you just said? Xiao Yan also quickly left the tea house, found a hidden place, repeatedly confirmed that no one was following, and then asked, "I don't know why, there is an extremely obscure aura about that Dao-robed boy, which seems to be somewhat similar to the ghosts in the ghost world, but a little different." The voice of the Golden Dragon King appeared slowly, and Xiao Xiao was in his voice. It is not difficult for Yan to hear that his master, the Golden Dragon King, is also unpredictable. A ghost? So the missing person might be related to him? Xiao Yan also asked in surprise. No, not necessarily, the aura on his body is a little weird. In short, it doesn't feel like a ghost in the ghost world, but the breath is a little weird, and there are some ghosts on the body. The reason why you can't detect his strength may be because there is something in him that isolates your strength detection. Jinlong Wang also said after thinking carefully. Well, I just don't know if it's an enemy or a friend. But look at what he said, he is also one of the members of this trial, and I hope that I won't meet him at that time. Xiao Yan also said solemnly, although it is not that Xiao Yan is afraid of him, but the aura of his body gives Xiao Yan a breath-weird feeling. It seems that we need to pay attention to this person named Mu Feng. Xiao Yan also had a plan, and then slowly walked towards his other itinerary today, a prosperous place. At the intersection of several streets, there is a huge building. The clouds and smoke are lingering in the building. The two characters, Danfang, that dance with Flying and Phoenix are from the hands of famous people, and it is not difficult to find that this huge building is being able to be at the intersection with the most traffic is enough to show the status of this building. This is the purpose of Xiao Yan's trip. Please show your alchemist level. Two burly figures stopped Xiao Yan from the door and said gently. There are only two types of people who can enter the pill square. One is a person with a strong background who can buy medicine pills, and the other is a high-level pharmacist. They also auction the medicinal pills they refined in exchange for some precious medicinal materials or fighting skills. Sorry, I didn't bring the medal of alchemist. Xiao Yan also said, then why did your excellency come here? Although the seemingly weak man in front of him was not an alchemist, he was also something they couldn't afford to offend. A pharmacist is like a hornet's nest, and he cannot be provoked at all, because as long as a pharmacist is provoked, it will be quite a headache in the face of endless revenge. But even if it was not a pharmacist, the two of them still respectfully said, after all, they have gathered a lot of geniuses from all over the world, and the above also told them not to cause trouble. Xinya 81 Zhang Weian Wang U. Kai 8.1 ZS, Coem. The pill square has 3 floors. The first floor is where ordinary people buy pills. This place has the largest number of people, but pills and medicinal materials are also common, and there are not too few pills. Second floor, those who can enter the second floor are all powerful people or those with superb refining skills. The two also said respectfully. What about the third floor? Xiao Yan also asked in doubt. The third floor is not open to the public. Unless. The two gatekeepers also whispered. Unless what? Unless you are a 4-star fighting emperor or an emperor-level pharmacist, you are only eligible to enter. The two gatekeepers also categorically did not believe that the young boy in front of them would be one of them. Got it. Xiao Yan agreed casually. Please. After speaking, the two also made a gesture of invitation. Although the man did not carry a rank medal, his soul power could not be faked. Hearing that, Xiao Yan also strode in. Entering the Danfang, the first floor is the first floor. Sweep the first floor at will, and find that there are many people here, some selling medicinal herbs, some selling medicinal materials, but more of them are constantly walking around. Obviously, the threshold of refining pharmacists is also determined by the limited number of refining pharmacists. After looking around, Xiao Yan found that there was nothing he liked on the first floor, and Xiao Yan also walked helplessly towards the second floor. There are also 2 guardians guarding the gate of the second floor. Obviously, the division of entrance on each floor is extremely strict. Seeing Xiao Yan walking towards the second floor, the two at the door also looked at each other. Just as they were about to call out Xiao Yan, part of Xiao Yan's soul power was released in an instant, and the terrifying power also made the two of them not much. What to say, because this has the qualifications to enter the second floor. Once entering the second floor, the flow of people has obviously decreased, and the quality of medicinal pills has gradually improved. Xiao Yan also wandered slowly. After all, every time he attended such a gathering, it was quite time-consuming. Good things had to be discovered by himself, so he couldn't be in a hurry. Shadow Pill. Auxiliary pill for the 9th grade peak. Swallowing this pill can hide its aura for a short period of time. Unless it is discovered by a strong person above the first level, others will not be able to discover it. In exchange for this pill, you only need 1 pill of the same level or 3 rare medicinal herbs. Don't miss it when you pass by," a seemingly lean man said. Hearing that, Xiao Yan also looked over with interest, looked at the black medicine pill, then shook his head, and just wanted to walk away. "How about this, young man? Would you like to exchange my medicinal pill? This is the only magic medicine for hiding and running away. It is rare." The lean man was also optimistic that it would be difficult for someone to notice him, and hurriedly said www. Link to novelmtl.com. "I'm afraid I'll let this gold owner go. Although the effect of your shadow pill is good, it is only a 9th grade treasure pill at best. Among the pills of the same level, you are considered to have the lowest medicinal power. It is really expensive to exchange so many things." Xiao Yan also said, "How can an expert alchemist be regarded as a gold master by this lean person? And this kind of medicinal pill is only made by those who are ignorant and incompetent. Otherwise, under normal circumstances, pharmacists will rarely make medicinal pills that are just like chicken ribs." That's. The lean figure also knew that he had met a connoisseur, and was not holding back. After all, as the saying goes, as soon as an expert makes a move, he will know if there is any. Xiao Yan then walked aimlessly on the 2nd floor when suddenly something in front of an old man attracted him. Hey, if you don't buy it, what are you going to see? You have to pay me if you look bad." An old man also looked at Xiao Yan lazily. After all, seeing Xiao Yan's appearance as a weak scholar, he knew that his background might not be enough. Meshuggah, volcanic stone. Ignoring the old man's admonition, Xiao Yan called out unfamiliar names one by one. Oh, hearing that Xiao Yan was able to call out the herbs in front of him with good words, the old man's original lazy eyes were also looking at Xiao Yan. The medicinal herbs in front of him were found with great pains and hardships, but the boy in front of him could say his name in one bite, and the old man had to look at Xiao Yan again. There are 2 more episodes today at 1 p.m. End of this chapter, continuing from the previous episode 164. You actually recognize these herbs? The old man also frowned. Not only do I know it, but I also want to buy it. Old gentleman, Xiao Yan also respectfully said. After all, although the old man in front of him looked rather lazy, an invisible wave emanated from his body, and his strength was obviously extremely tyrannical. I've been here for so many days, and finally I met a boy with good eyesight who can actually recognize my medicinal herbs. The old man also laughed. Many precious medicinal materials and unparalleled treasures are never known and thus become ashes all their lives, so from this, it can be seen that having a huge knowledge is naturally an experience. Xiao Yan still remembers that his master Jinlong King said that he possessed a holy flame in these Zon 3 days, and according to his master's words, this holy flame is the most suitable for him to absorb and devour now, but the power of holy flame it's too violent and ferocious, so it's like swallowing a strange fire, and you must be fully prepared. 7 flame flowers, Shu Shengdan, blood spirit ice liquid. The 3 necessities can also greatly weaken the power of the holy flame. Although it can only bring a little help to the swallowing, it may be such a weak chance of success that the swallowing will succeed in the end. 3 necessities, Xiao Yan has not encountered any of them so far. As far as Qian flower is concerned, this medicine looks like a flower. There are 7 colors on the flower, and each color represents a kind of flame, which can greatly weaken the holy flame when Xiao Yan devours it. The power of flame is born from 7 different flame places, although the flame is not as powerful as the different fire, but the probability of the 7 flames gathering place is too rare, its preciousness is self-evident. Xinya 81 Zhang Weian Wang U. Kai 8.1 ZS, Koem. Looking at Shu Shengdan, when Xiao Yan devoured holy flame, he could give Xiao Yan a steady stream of huge fighting chi power as his back. After all, the process of swallowing is either Xiao Yan swallowing holy flame or holy flame swallowing himself. To be careful is to fail. However, the rank of this medicinal pill is not low, and it is a medicinal pill of the 2nd grade of the Emperor rank. The reason is that Xiao Yan is now only a pharmacist at the peak of the 1st rank of the Emperor rank. The 1st rank is divided into 3 levels of heaven and earth, and there is nothing that can be done, but now I can only collect the medicinal materials for refining Shu Shengdan first, and make plans in the future. As for the last blood spirit ice liquid, Xiao Yan has never even heard of it. Xiao Yan devoured the strange fire on the Doqi continent and knew that although these procedures were troublesome, they could increase his chances of success. He immediately understood the importance of preparing these things, so he had to take them seriously. So it's better to prepare these things in advance, otherwise even if the rare holy flames are found, the golden dragon king of his master will definitely not swallow them up for himself, and Xiao Yan can't even think about the taste that he can't eat at that time. Thinking of this in my heart, I squatted down and looked carefully at the booth in front of me. Which herb are you going to buy, little friend? The old man also watched Xiao Yan think carefully in front of his booth, and then said softly, after all, the herbs in front of him are very rare, since this kid can recognize the names of these herbs, then the old man is not worried that he will not have the ability to buy them. There are not many medicinal materials needed to make Zhushengdan, only 3 kinds. They are Snow Soul Ganoderma lucidum, Ling Xian, and Yin Devil Fruit. Xiao Yan's mind reverberated with those medicinal herbs, and then his pupils shrank tightly, and then in front of a pile of purple mud-like things in front of the old man looked carefully. Old gentleman, how do you sell this thing? Xiao Yan also saw that this was going to be purple like soil, and the purple was tinged with yellow, as if revealing spiritual energy. Hey, the origin of this thing is extraordinary. I heard that this is a necessary medicinal material for some top-level Emperor rank medicine pills. Although I don't know its value, it can protect 2 Emperor rank 4th rank monsters. The dirt is extraordinary, so, my requirements are not too high, just any pill of the Emperor rank and the 1st rank of the Earth rank. The old man also said like a cunning old man. Tisk tisk tisk, Xiao Yan was also taken aback by this old man's handwriting. After a little thought, Xiao Yan also thought about it. Old gentleman, this seems to be a bit of a lion's mouth. Although there are 2 Emperor rank and 4th grade monsters guarding him, he can deal with it with the strength of the old gentleman. Xiao Yan also laughed. Looking at the old gentleman's face, it seems that there are toxins left in the body. I have a void transformation pill here. Although this pill is only a 1st grade Emperor rank, it can help the old gentleman get rid of the toxins in the body, although it can't be done. It is completely eliminated, but most of it can still be eliminated. Xiao Yan also laughed. Naturally, the void transformation pill was not refined by Xiao Yan, but was obtained by chance in the ruins before. After all, Xiao Yan only has 1 Emperor rank transformation pill in his hand, and it can only be used by monsters, so Xiao Yan has it was quite poor at the time. Well then, how about I'm adding a medicinal herb to you? The old man also looked at Xiao Yan with a smirk and was obviously shocked by Xiao Yan's words. He could recognize him just by looking at him. The discomfort of the body, the toxins in my body, but no one knows about it except myself. So I had to re-evaluate the boy in front of me. Oh, what kind of medicinal materials? Xiao Yan heard that and said with interest. Although the medicinal materials in front of the old man were rare, all Xiao Yan needed was this spiritual purple rock, so he asked. That thing is also what I spent a lot of effort to get linked to www.novelmtl.com. If it wasn't for your medicine, I wouldn't give it to you. The old man also said, wait for me, that thing is on the 3rd floor, wait here for me, and I'll take it down. After speaking, the old man got up and walked towards the 3rd floor. Sir, let me go with you. Xiao Yan also said, oh, now it was the old man's turn to be surprised. On the 3rd floor, only the 4-star Do Emperor Powerhouse and the Emperor rank Alchemist could enter. This kid's strength did not reach the 4-star Do Emperor, so there was only one result. Emperor level Pharmacist. This is very powerful. After all, some of the disciples of the huge family will have some Emperor level medicinal pills for cultivation, but having Emperor rank medicinal pills can only show that there is a strong force behind them, but it is different from Emperor rank alchemists. This is a sky and an underground. The attractiveness of the alchemist of the imperial rank is huge. Ordinary pharmacists who can refine Emperor-level medicinal pills are enough to make a 1-star Do Emperor strong enough to be driven by it, and an alchemist who can refine an Emperor-level 1st-rank Zon level is enough to make a 2-star Do Emperor strong enough to be driven by it. The alchemist who can refine the 1st-grade Emperor rank is enough to make the powerhouse of the 3-star Do Emperor willing to drive him, and the alchemist who can refine the 1st-grade Emperor rank is enough to make the powerhouse of the 3-star Do Emperor willing to drive him. With the eyesight of the old man, it is not difficult to discover Xiao Yan's strength and age. Such a young pharmacist is quite rare. Ask for recommended collections. There is one more today. End of this chapter.